Hello, Sandy Coyne-Gilbert, and I'm here with week 11. I'm excited to say that this week we're talking about managing leadership and productivity. Very seldom will you ever see me put the word manager and leader in the same sentence. The reason is there's great distinction between how we execute the things we're expected to do, either as a manager or as a leader. But in both cases, productivity is really incredibly important. No one has jobs unless there's money to pay for it, and that has to do with our productivity. So what are we going to talk about this week? This week, we're going to talk about the importance of meetings and using meetings wisely. If you're like me, I can't stand too many meetings in a day. I find myself, daydreaming. Why? Because oftentimes meetings go on too long and they encompass materials that could have been handed out as an email or as just a handout. So many people find that when it comes to figuring out how to execute an appropriate meeting, how to figure out the reasons for a meeting, and also who should be invited and how to incorporate or include those people, that all leaves people wondering. They have a big question mark. So here's your week to really improve and get rid of that question mark. So we're going to decide when a meeting is the best thing to do. We're going to also talk about what the environment should be like, even the physical environment. Physical environments make a huge difference in how we communicate. The further you are from the speaker, the less you feel engaged and involved. We're going to talk about productivity at meetings. We're also going to talk about things like length of time or how much time we allocate to a particular topic. We're going to establish roles, and we're even going to establish ground rules. One of the things I'm going to suggest is that ground rules enable us to keep things on track and not lose, complete control of a meeting. Meeting control does not mean that you're trying to make it all about your way. It does mean that you intend to use the time wisely so you respect the time of others. And that's something that all of us can come to feel comfortable about. So what are you doing in week 11? Well, as always, there's a couple of articles for you to look at. Occasionally you'll find that the articles are perhaps not the best articles you've ever read. One of the reasons that this happens is that there might be a single point that's critical. But I also want you to understand, just because something's published does not mean it's great. So I say this in general for past weeks, but also for weeks to come in this class. It's important to remember you must be discerning as a reader and as a resource. We're going to watch a couple of videos. You've got a PowerPoint lecture. You're coming in on the time when that TED Talk is going to be so important. What's your discussion this week? It's about meeting planning. And then finally, how do you evaluate a meeting experience? That's what your assignment is here in week 11. So I hope that this week is helpful for you. And as always, you should be able to apply a lot of what we do in our class to your daily work. Please keep me posted if there's anything you need. And as always, take care and enjoy the week.